2012 is being compared as one of the worst droughts we've seen in probably the last half a century, and then maybe in the last century in many areas of the country. A lot of times we focus on crop conditions, which are certainly very important, but there's also many side impacts that come from a drought, and drought can affect communities. It can have long-lasting effects. Certainly one of the biggest impacts as far as the drought, other than the crop conditions, is on livestock producers. Many of our livestock producers, hog producers, cattle producers, dairy producers, poultry producers, went through some really volatile times from about 2008 up to 2010, where we had the rapid ramp up of grain prices, and then some lower than normal livestock prices, so profitability was very low. The recovery had been pretty good in 2011 and early 2012, but now again, as we face the ramp up in rapid rise in crop prices here, which have risen by close to 50% for corn and soybeans in the last month, suddenly livestock producers have seen their profits disappear, in fact looking at losses in many cases because of the higher feed costs. And what happens is it's kind of a double effect, because of the drought, there's not only less feed available as far as corn and soybean meal, but there's also less forages available for beef and dairy producers, less hay available, pastures dry up, so it forces liquidation of the breeding herds of the cow herds, both beef and dairy cows, the sow herds, and so that puts more product on the market short term, which pressures prices. Now, as far as the livestock goes longer term, that could affect crop producers 2013-14 down the road if we have less feed usage. The same is kind of true with ethanol. That's the other impact. Some of the ethanol plants are no longer profitable because of the high corn costs, and so they start either cutting back production, shutting down plants, and if those plants don't come back online down the road, that could affect the use. Also, export markets can be affected because some of the foreign buyers will buy less product because of the higher prices. So there are a lot of side impacts, and ultimately all of that affects communities and businesses, less money turning over in the communities.